All right, welcome to Fusion Media Marketing. This is the content production and posting training session. My name is Kendall Lang. Hello to everybody, welcome. I'm excited to have you watching this today. The session is being recorded. This is a confidential internal training only. This is not to be distributed outside the company. So you're being given highly confidential intellectual property that is owned by Fusion Media Marketing, LLC. So again, just a reminder to not distribute, not copy, and not share this outside the company. So this is for internal training only. Okay, I'm going to be going through a PowerPoint presentation to cover the agenda, and then I'm going to be doing live training. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Again, if you don't get it the first time around, this will be recorded, so you'll have access to it, and you can stop and pause and rewind and go through it at your leisure. So it may seem overwhelming at first. There's a ton of content to be going through, so please don't stress out. Don't worry about not getting it the first time. There's a lot of information here, so it will take multiple times for you to get it and to do it the right way, correctly, as you move forward. So I'm extremely excited to be pulling together an amazing team of content editors. We have an amazing opportunity, and I'm super excited that we are able to announce the addition of Thea Beckman, the world-renowned author of Why? Because Science! A blog that she has a phenomenal following. I think it's over 14 or 17,000 or some ridiculous number of followers. So Thea, welcome aboard. Excited to have you as the exclusive senior producer, senior content editor for Fusion Media Marketing's website, fusionviralvideo.com. So with the addition of Thea, we have a very unique position in the marketplace to present high quality content to our target audience, and through that process generate revenue. So part of what I'm going to be doing today, in addition to the orientation and talking about the three major components of training that we're going to be doing, I do want to give just a little bit of business background and context to why we're doing what we're doing and how it all works and what the big picture is. So I'll be covering some of that as well, just from a business perspective, so you have orientation to that. So let me share the screen, and you should be now seeing the Fusion Media Marketing slides. So now what I'm going to be doing is going through a quick PowerPoint presentation, talking about Fusion, what our goals and objectives are. But again, the primary purpose of this is to talk about three main objectives for content production and posting. So this is a training session specifically for contributing authors, editors, and content posters in the Fusion Viral Video website. So as we go through this presentation, we're going to be talking about three basic areas. The first section is going to be content research and writing. Trying to figure out, there we go. Okay, content research and writing, which is basically everything that we do. 100% of the purpose of Fusion Viral Video is to present our target audience with high quality content that is exclusive and is unique, and has a high impact in terms of it's emotionally engaging, it's inspiring and motivational, and it's extremely fun and engaging. So we are going to be a content publisher and a content aggregator, because we're going to be pointing to other sources of information. And no matter what we do, where we get our resources from, for all authors, it's extremely important that you thoroughly research your stories, present facts, if there are facts to be presented, as much as possible from a thoroughly researched and truthful standpoint, and that we source, quote, and give the proper accreditation to our source materials, which means if you're quoting a blogger, include the link to the blog. If you're quoting some source from a book, quote the author in the book. If you're referencing a YouTube video, make sure that in addition to the embedded link for the video, you're actually putting a byline from the channel where you found that embedded video. So we're going to go through some of the training document and the basic steps in doing content research and writing. That'll be the first section. Then we're going to go through website content posting. So when you look at content posting, okay, so now my annotation is giving me challenge here. Basically, let me back up here. So when we talk about content posting, everything that we create from a unique article standpoint will be published on fusionviralvideo.com as posts, which essentially means that the entire website is structured around WordPress as the platform and publishing posts, which will be articles on the site, which will be presented in a highly graphical way. So we'll be going through some of that later, but the main middle section is that as a content aggregator and publisher, we cater to front-end consumer experience. So we want that content to be highly graphical, very engaging, fun and exciting, and unique. So we'll talk about how it's structured and how the website flows and how content gets loaded and what are things that are automated and things that you don't need to worry about. The third piece of the training is going to be Facebook content posting. So everything we do as a digital marketing publisher is about audience engagement. So the #1 social media site out there with more than 1 billion users, and you can argue whether there's 1 billion or not, but it's a lot. So there's a huge audience that's on Facebook. So we have, that's not the exclusive area that we're looking at, but the majority of what you'll be doing as an author and content poster is going to be focusing on publishing links to the content on the .com website from our Facebook page, which is Fusion Viral on Facebook. So we want to engage the audience from the social media and drive them to the .com site. And so we'll go through the sequence of how that works. Now, one of the things that's extremely important to understand is the context of the organization that you're involved with. Why are you part of Fusion Viral? What does Fusion Viral have to offer that's unique in the marketplace? So I want to talk about our services basically and what we're doing here. #1, everything has been, is now, and will be about content. Having high quality content and doing it on a frequent and consistent basis is extremely important. So not only does it require good research, great writing, great article construction with great sourcing, we need to do it on a consistent basis. So we'll talk about the timing, which means every day we're going to be posting content to the website, and every day we're going to be posting content to Facebook, and every day we're going to be posting content out to the social media networks. Now, just so you know, content is a pivotal piece. It's foundational to what we're doing. But that's not the only thing. So you need to understand that you have an organization behind you that is providing the platform, providing the infrastructure, providing the way that you'll be able to facilitate publishing that content so you don't have to worry about all these other aspects. But it's important that you understand what's going on behind the scenes so you know you have a support organization to rely on. So first and foremost, the website design has all been taken care of. So the structure, the layout, the widgets, the functions, how it looks, the scalability, how many simultaneous users we can handle on the website, all of that's taken care of. We have a dedicated web server administrator who handles all the technical issues for, dealing with spam and malware and security and backups, all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to worry about any of those aspects. The website will be hosted to a 5 nines of reliability, which means 99.999% uptime. And we'll be able to handle tens of thousands of simultaneous users on the website to be able to handle, millions of visitors to the website on a monthly basis. And that's going to be the exciting part. Another piece is search engine optimization. So as you're putting in content, we'll talk about the pieces of content posting that you are responsible for SEO and the pieces that you don't have to worry about. So that's a big component that we'll talk about. And social media, we've talked about. You will be posting to Facebook, and we're going to go through specific training on that. There are other social media accounts that you are not responsible for, that we are taking care of the rest of them. So we are doing posting to Pinterest and LinkedIn, Instagram, and other social media sites that you don't have to worry about, but just know that we're doing that. Now, we're also taking care of not only global search engine optimization, but local search optimization. So on a city-by-city basis, we are creating, all of that going forward. Then there is this piece here in terms of reputation management. That is a key component that we need to very carefully guard our brand and guard our reputation as a publisher and content aggregator. And so we're doing specific monitoring in the social sphere. We're watching what's being said in the comments. We're constantly going to be auditing our online reputation. So just need you to be aware that you're representing the company every time that you publish content as an author. You're engaged to represent our brand. So it's extremely important that you're always professional. You always are aware of what people are commenting on your posts, and just be engaging and friendly and professional. Now, every month, actually more frequently than monthly, but every month we are going to be doing a variety of reporting. So we're going to be reporting on number of posts that are published. We're going to be publishing reports on engagement, on reach, on website visitors, on click-through. We're going to be identifying the most widely published posts in terms of the highest reach, the most number of visitors that read a post. So we'll be able to provide information back to all of our content authors to say, look, this is, here's the #1 post that was published, and here are some features about it that will encourage other authors to mirror that and learn from that, so that you can continually write, better bylines, better subject titles, better descriptions, and better call to actions, so that your content becomes as engaging as possible. All right, so this just gives, a bird's eye glimpse of everything else that's going on, not just the content publishing. Now, like I said, in terms of social media optimization, we're taking care of everything on here. The only thing that you'll be responsible for is posting to Facebook, and we will give you credentials for that, and we're going to give you training here today about how to do that. But just know that there's a bunch of other work going on behind the scenes to make sure that we're engaged across a variety of social media accounts. Now, for successful content publishing, there's a number of things that we're going to be talking about, and making sure, again, that your focus is on treating our customers as our valuable partners. We want to hear from them. We want to engage with them. We want them to respond and like posts on Facebook. We want them to share those posts on Facebook. We want them to comment on it. So in order to engage them, we got to provide exceptionally high quality content to our audience. Now, again, we're doing that through an awesome web design. We have state-of-the-art website that has been launched. We're going to have you all producing high quality content. We're doing specific on-site SEO marketing that you'll be involved with when you're producing specific article posts on the website. There is off-site SEO marketing that we'll be doing that you won't be aware of, in terms of directory listings and article linking and off-site other activity. And then in addition to what you'll be doing on Facebook, there's a complete social media optimization marketing program of off-site social media that I've already alluded to, in terms of Pinterest and Instagram and LinkedIn and a whole bunch of other social media sites. So that will also be driving traffic to the website. The whole purpose of all of this, again, is to make sure that we're dealing with a high on-site engagement, because everything that we do, from all the social media driving traffic to the website, is all about them engaging on the website, so that their exposure to ads that are surrounding the articles that they're reading, that they click on those, and that generates revenue for the company. So our basic business model is, as a content publisher, we are serving up ads from advertisers who want to have access to sell their products to our audience. So as a publisher, we're selling ad space on FusionViralVideo.com in order to generate revenue, so that every time a customer or our audience clicks on an advertiser ad, we get paid for that. So that is our revenue model, and that's what you'll be participating in terms of both salary and bonus or additional revenue compensation structure, depending upon where you are with your particular agreements. Now, the end of the day, we're going to be constantly evaluating results, and we're going to be feeding that back to you. So this is a joint effort where we have mutual responsibility. Our interests are aligned. You make money when we make money. We don't make money unless you write and post high quality content. So that's the basic business model. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into the live tutorials, and we're going to jump first into content production. So what I'm going to talk about here, the first document that you should have access to, and if you don't have access to it yet, you have been given or will be given a link to a Dropbox account, a folder that has 3 documents in it. The first one is this content research and content writing guidelines. This gives you very detailed outlines of how to create high quality content. I'm not going to go through all the details of this. It would just take too much time, but you need to study this document. It gives you excellent guidelines for producing all kinds of different content that will make you a better writer. It will help you focus on the elements that are most important from our perspective and how to produce high quality documents that will achieve the most significant results in terms of audience engagement as well as search engine keyword ranking. So we talk about all the components of what do you do with photographs, how do you embed videos, what are the things that you do to get information. And so we talk about, keyword selection, topic selection, how do you research content. I'm going to talk about specifically, setting up alerts on Google Alerts for specific keywords. And then basically making sure you track your links. And then at the very end, we have a form that you can actually use. This form, you can copy and save this as a new Word document and fill in each of these sections for your daily posts. So you'll want to develop a naming convention so that you can save these on your local directory. So as you're identifying, the keyword phrase, let's say it's, funny dental videos. The secondary key phrase may be laughing gas dental videos. The title, you want to be something, that's engaging, and we've got a whole description in the document about how to write engaging and compelling calls to action. And then giving a summary description, which is a specific excerpt that will be part of what the search engine spiders look at. So making sure that you understand where that's used in the search engine results page and how best to write that summary description. And then the body of the content, right? Where do you put images? How do you do header text? How do you construct paragraphs? All of that information is outlined in this document. And then including the about the author, where you have, in most cases on the blog posting, your bio will show up as the byline in the author section. So this piece you just want to make sure is in your actual account profile on your content author profile or your editor profile in the .com website. But you'll want to write that out and make sure that that's appropriately filled in on your website. On your profile for the .com website. Now, the YouTube video embedding code, we'll talk about how you do that and where you get it and all that kind of stuff. But this is where you'll want to capture that so you don't have to go searching for it and you've got the code readily available. And then any source notes, where you got it, what the links are, crediting the author, etc. Okay, so this is the content writing guidelines. Now, in terms of research, one of the things that we'll want to do is each of you should have a Gmail account, and we'll also be setting you up with Fusion Media Marketing email accounts. But in your Gmail account, you'll want to set up Google Alerts. Now, Google Alerts you can go to at google.com/alerts, and you can, once you have your Gmail account set up, it'll be associated with that. And so you just go in here and you say, okay, I want to get information on, you know, funny duck videos or whatever it is. You put it in quotations and it'll make sure that it's specific to that phrase. If you don't put the quotations, it just means that any one of those 3 words can be in any article anywhere and it will pull that alert. So you want to be as specific as possible by putting it in quotations. And then you create the alert and you'll start to build a list of keywords that Google will scan the entire web and bring back to you information about news and stories and videos related to those keyword phrases. So once you set that up, then on a daily basis, you're going to start getting these alerts in your email. And this one was for viral video. And so when you click on that, it will give you, you know, links to news, links to videos, and a variety of information that you can then look to see if it's the kind of information that you want to write an article about. If it is, you click on it and you go to that link and you start to document it and you create your article based on that. And you can create as many alerts as you want. There are other sources for doing similar kinds of research. There is a service called Spike at spike.com, which is a very sophisticated research gathering tool where you can set up similar kinds of alerts and track information, and that's a very powerful tool. If you want to, you can explore, you can create a free account, and if it's something you find valuable, you may want to subscribe to that yourself. That is not a service that we yet subscribe to as a company, but we may consider doing that down the road. Okay, so once you have that set up, now you've set up your alerts, you've set up your daily research, you're writing the content based on that criteria. The content writing piece also has a description about how to create images. So we'll do a separate training on tools available for producing images. There is brief training in the documentation about creating images using canva.com. Which you can look at. You can create a free account, create all the images on canva.com. It's not the most sophisticated tool, but it's a free tool and it's very effective and it does exactly what we need to do. You'll also have access to PicMonkey, which is another tool you can use. But assuming that you now have your article created, your image created, the next step that we're going to go to is actually posting an article on the website. Now, before I go through the posting on the website, I do want to kind of walk you through the navigation of the website. Everything on the website is a post. There are no pages in the traditional sense of a website structure. So all of these menu options reflect categories that have been specified in the back-end WordPress configuration. Now, you are not to create or add categories at this point. You are only to select categories where your article fits. Now, we can add new categories. So if you want to have a specific category under video, for example, if we want to have funny cat videos, you know, funny water skiing videos, you know, funny fail videos, we can definitely add those categories, but you need to submit that along with a request to add a category, and we'll take care of that on the back end, and then you'll be able to start posting. For right now, the why because science, so anything under the science category, you can see here the science category, anything under here is under the exclusive control of Thea Beckman. She is writing for this for us on an exclusive basis, and she will be the senior producing editor for this entire section. And she may in fact be recruiting other science bloggers to contribute. But if you have an article that you want to do in science, you need to submit it to Thea Beckman. And her email is thea@worldclass.com. And then she'll review your article and see if it's appropriate to be posted, and she'll give you feedback and so forth. But please do not post in Why Because Science unless you coordinate with Thea. Now, so we have the latest video, which will be basically everything as it's posted. You can either click here or you can click on the Fusion Media Marketing logo, and that brings you to the home page. The home page has every post in chronological order. So you'll see that they are done sequentially. So this is 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, and that's how the posts are presented. So if you just scroll down in this way, all of this is organized by posts chronologically, so it's in sequence. Now you can see that it basically shows what category it's in because of how it's entered. And then if somebody clicks on the individual post, it will take them to that article, which will load up the featured image up here, the title here, the social media links here, the article content that is uniquely constructed for this, the embedded video, and then you can go previous or next from here, and then there's also related content down below. So you can, people that are navigating this can look at other related articles if that catches their attention. This is your author byline. So this is where you'll have the opportunity to write in specific information about your background and information that you want people to know about you. And then on the right-hand sidebar over here, we have a sign-up button that if a person, if part of our audience wants to get an email update on a daily basis, they just click on this and it launches this sign-up box, which is a pop-up ad. And it just very simply says, get more stuff like this, comes to your inbox daily, sign up for our daily email and get stories everyone is talking about. It's 100% free. So they put in their information, click sign up, and it loads them into our database, and then they get automated daily emails. So part of what we're doing here, in addition to producing content, is also grabbing emails and building our email list so that we can then proactively email out to our audience emails that will also include specials and offers along the way. Then below that, we have recent posts. This is going to be changing into an advertising position. Then we have other posts by the author. So as you build your portfolio of articles, you'll have all of your related posts here on the sidebar. And then the tag cloud is the tags or keywords that you put into the post, which I'll show you how to do here in just a minute. And that all of that gets published on a rolling real-time basis. And again, these are categories which relate to the menu structure. And then at the very bottom, these are links to ads, which are part of our advertising strategy. So if somebody comes in here and clicks on Stop Smoking and they click on this link, then we get paid by the advertiser for sending that audience member to their website. Okay, so that's how we generate revenue. At the bottom here, you can see we are actively soliciting sponsors and new advertisers. We are constantly seeking contributing writers. So when you have the opportunity to encourage aspiring authors, we definitely want to add to our portfolio of authors. So the more the merrier. The higher the content level we can create, the more authors and contributors we can recruit, the better. So definitely keep that in mind, that our combined interests are represented by recruiting more content producers. Okay, so now that we've got the website here, then let's talk about the back end. There is a document. Whoops, that's not it. This is it. I want to go to, okay, so this is the training document, the work plan for posting to the website. So again, this is the web link. You can click on that directly. When you click on the back end of the WordPress site, you can click on this link and it will launch you, and it will take you to the page at fusionviralvideo.com, WP login. You will enter your username and password here, and then click login. And assuming you have been issued your username and password, it will log you into the dashboard, and it will bring you typically to this dashboard homepage. Now, as a content author, as a content editor, Your menu options on the left-hand side will be less than this because there are certain pieces of this that you will not have access to, but you will have access to the posts, which is where the majority, virtually all of your activity is going to be under this section. So as you click on posts, it will take you to the post landing page, which lists a variety of posts that have been published along with various information about it. The information is listed by author, the categories, the tags, which are essentially keywords, if there's a featured image associated with it, what the ranking for the SEO compliance is, and then the SEO title, meta description, and the focus keywords, which should relate to the tags. Okay, now in the document, let me go back here. Once you're logged in, and again, this gives you all the information about that. Once you log in, and again, here's this quick training on the Canva document, so you'll have that. You are going to be managing website posts, not pages. So again, just make sure you read through this document and come down here to the posting, and you'll get to the dashboard, which I just showed you. You'll get to the post sections, which I just showed you. And then to write a post, here are the specific instructions. So you'll click on the post and you'll click Add New. Let me go show over here. You click up here, it says Add New, and you click Add New, and it will bring you to a blank page where you'll enter all the information. Now you'll come back over to your document where you've preloaded all this information, and you'll grab the title. So you'll copy the title from here, toggle over to your new, and paste the new title here. Now, once you, I'm going to do this as a test. So this is a training session test post. Now, it's extremely important that this is the first thing you do because it is going to create the file name by the name of the title. So you don't have to worry about the title naming convention or anything like that. You just have to make sure that what you put, the first thing that you put in here before you toggle off of this is the exact title of the article the way you want it, and the system will automatically create the file name in the system associated with that. So as I click into the content area, and you have two options here in the editor. There's text version and visual version. The visual version is the way it's going to be shown to a consumer. The text version is actually the code basis where you'll be entering in like the embed code from YouTube. So in the visual side, we are posting a test training session. Now, as I'm typing in here, you saw this just popped up. This is called the permalink. You don't need to do anything with it, but I'll show you that it is automatically calculated to be the same as the title, and this relates to the SEO compliance, where the title and the file name and the content should be focused around your primary and secondary keywords. And again, make sure you read through the document about the importance of keywords and where it's placed in your content so that you know as you're coming in here and writing your article or posting your article that you've got it constructed in a way that is the most SEO compliant. Okay, so we are posting a test training post for our training session. Here is a bold paragraph. So I'm going to bold that, and you have, you know, some standard editing features. Now, the thing I will make sure to clarify, you cannot copy and paste directly from Word. It will not carry across the formatting. So you cannot use Word as an HTML editor. It will not translate into WordPress postings. So you're going to have to write and save your document in pure text format .txt so that it does not have any of the formatting, and then you have to format it specifically in here. Now, for those of you that want to get fancier with, HTML stuff, if you want to do 2-column articles and do, wrap around images, you can do all that as long as you have your own HTML editor that you can create the HTML code. And then what you do is come in here. Now you can see this is actual formatting for the coding. Okay, so for those of you who are not technical, you don't have to worry about it. So only for those who are already trained on it and know how to do HTML and want to do more sophisticated formatting, that's fine. You don't need to, it's not necessary, but I'm just describing the two differences. Now, where this comes into play, let's come down here. This is the paragraph in front of an embedded video. Okay, so if I want to insert the video here, now what I'm going to do is look at this. So you can see there's a space here, but this is where I want the video to go. So I will go to my document and I will grab the YouTube video embed code, but let me show you real quickly how this works. So if we come over here and go to YouTube, and let's say that I want to go to this Fantastic Four and I want to embed this video. So what you do is you go down to the share section, click on share, and it brings up this share option, but then this is the one you want to focus on, which is the embed link. So you click on embed and it automatically highlights this. And so then you can right click and copy, or you can do Control-C or Control-A to highlight everything, and then Control-C to copy. And then you come back to, then you come back to your new post, and you're in the text mode. And you have to be sure when you're embedding a video using the code. So now I'm using the copied iframe embed code from YouTube and placing it here in the text mode. Now I can switch back to the visual mode and it will show you the box where that video will have been placed. Okay, so that's the sequence for adding content, formatting the content, putting it in. You don't have to worry about the review section. Now, on the very right-hand side, up at the top, the second box down is the template. You always want to select parallax for your posting. You have to select this, otherwise it will not display in the website correctly. So you must select this. You don't have to do anything with publishing yet. Then you want to select the category. So if this is funny dental videos, I will select that. And I will select latest. So if you want it to show in the latest section, you have to select the category for that. And so if it fits in more categories, you can select more categories, but typically you want it to be in the latest category and the primary category that it's about. You don't ever want to select uncategorized. That's just a category that WordPress puts in as default, but do not select uncategorized. Always select a category, and then here you can either choose from existing tags, or you can enter tags and start putting in things like funny video, and then you just click on add and it will post these here. So everything that you want as a tag for this article, which would be typically your primary and secondary keywords, will go in here as tags. So in this construct, tags are keywords. Now you can do it by straight keywords. You can also do it by hashtag, which has no spaces, and that will pick it up on Twitter and other social media sites that are hashtag oriented for keyword identification. Now, this is the SEO section, and these are the basic things that you will be responsible for posting. So this is the snippet preview, and you can see that it's already configured, but you want to make sure that you're putting in here your exact keywords. And you basically put them in one at a time. You can put as many as you want, but typically it's one primary and one secondary keyword. The title is already pre-populated. You can change that if you want to. It also pre-populates a description, but if you want that to be different, you can put it in here. So if I were to go up here and grab this, copy it, come down here, post it into the meta description, and it gives you the character parameters to make sure it's optimized, okay? Now, the last piece is to set the featured image. So when you click on that, it will bring up the media library. Typically, your photo will not have already been loaded in here. There are other strategies that we can talk about down the road where you may want to pre-populate a whole bunch of images that you've created so that they are in the media library that you can select from later. But let's just assume for today that you have to upload images that you have created specific to the article that you're now posting. So you'll go through and select it from your desktop, and wherever that image is, you want to make sure that it's in the 1200 by 628 pixels. So you've created an image that looks like this with the relevant picture and text related to the article that you're posting, and you'll select that, and it will upload it here, and it's too large. I created an image that was too large, so we're going to talk about file size limitations and so forth. But I'm going to, let's assume that it correctly loaded, and I actually loaded an image that was within the file size parameters, but you can, you'll learn about all that in the document sizing limitations. So then you'd click on set featured image, and it will bring up, so if we do this, and I want to set the featured image, I'll select that, and it will show that right here, okay? Now, if it's not in the library already, there is an option that you will have to insert the image into the post, okay? And it will then create that as a featured image. Okay, so those are all the components of creating a post. Once you're done and you review all these pieces, you can actually do an SEO check to make sure that all these pieces have been put in, and it'll give you instructions if you're missing pieces, like I didn't put in the keyword set and all that kind of stuff. But assuming that you pass that, this light will turn green, and then you can click on publish. Once you click on publish, that post or that article goes live to the website. So you need to be prepared. You can always save the draft. You don't have to publish it immediately. If you want to do multiple posts, but you don't want to publish them all immediately, you can edit that and schedule them. So if you want to publish this post tomorrow at 4 o'clock, this is where you would set that parameters, so that what we don't want to have happen is all of the articles be posted by every person all at once. We want to be consistent and periodic in our posting. So if you have 10 articles that you want to post because you've got an hour to do it and you want to post all of them, that's fine, but you must take advantage of this scheduling so that you can schedule them at least an hour apart. Okay, so that's important from a content distribution standpoint, that we have a schedule and that you're not just posting 10 posts, right in a row, all on top of each other. Okay, so that's the publish. Now, I'm not going to publish this. I'm just going to save it as a draft. But what I can do is go, once it's saved, I can go look at the preview. Now, the preview is a great way to analyze whether it looks the way you want it to look. It will give you an exact replica of what that post looks like. And so here is the training session title. Here's the content that I created. Now, the thing to note, these links you don't have to worry about. This is an automatic system configuration where whatever content you produce, the system analyzes it. And if there's a keyword that an advertiser wants to publish an ad on, it will pop up in this way. So this is an advertiser that has focused on these links. And you can see it brings up different ads that if somebody clicked on this, we would generate revenue. And then here's the video displayed the way it is. And what I didn't do is provide the correct accreditation and source for this video. So you want to make sure when you're pulling in the video that you go in here and that you highlight and copy what the channel is and where you got it, so that you can, in your post, come back here, and below the video, in here, you would put the relative sourcing so that when it displays, let's see, let me go in here, source, YouTube channel, and then you'd insert the URL here. And then I can save the draft. And then if I refresh this, now as it refreshes, you'll see this is the sourcing that you should always create for images that are not unique to us. If you're copying images from some other source, you need to make sure and give source credit for the images, which you can do as long as it's appropriately credited. Okay, so this is how the article will be previewed, and this is what it will look like. And if you like it, fantastic. You go back here, click on publish, and it will go live. Okay, so that is the live posting process. Now, once that article is published, there will be a permanent URL. Now, this is cool. This is actually another way that we encourage people to sign up. This is a pop-up exit box. So when people navigate off of the website, after they've seen an article, if they go to move their mouse off of that page, it will automatically pop up this sign-up box, which will encourage them to say, look, you liked what you saw, so sign up and get inspiration sent right to your inbox, give us your email address, and they'll typically enter their information and give us their contact information. That's a way that we're building our subscriber list. Now, so you've posted it, you'll know what the permanent URL is. So this will be the location. So if you go to the public website and you click on the article that you just published, you'll see this URL for this article, and you'll copy this as the published post on the website, and you'll then be using that in the Facebook posting portion. So you'll copy that URL, put it on your clipboard, put it into your document for what you've written up for the Facebook, and now let's go over to Facebook and walk through that portion of it. Okay, so this is the Fusion Viral Facebook page. This is our cover picture, cover photo. This is our profile picture. Every post shows up in the timeline. And this is what we're going to talk about, is how do you, as an author, create a post on the Facebook page to publish on the timeline. Now, on the back end, we will, for all of our authors, we will have gone in and we will, I'll show you real quickly how all this is structured. Well, now it's not cooperating. Well, in the settings side, we set up page roles and we enter your email address and we assign you as an editor. So it will allow you to then create posts specific to this Facebook page. Now, what I want to also show you real quick is a link to a ad evaluation grid tool. Now, if we're going to boost any posts that you make on Facebook, which means essentially that we're going to turn the posts into ads that are going to be distributed across the Facebook world, the images that we produce have to have less than 20% of the total image being text. So this tool at this link provides you this grid tool where you can choose your file, upload it, and it will analyze whether your, sorry. So my browser is creating confusion here just from a login standpoint. Let me refresh this. Okay, so if I try this one more time, you take the image that you've created. So this is an image that you will have created in Canva or PicMonkey or wherever. It'll be 1200 by 628, and you'll have text on the image. You select that and load it into this, and then it will analyze the image. So it does the grid analysis. You come in here and check the boxes that have text in it, and it will analyze and tell you. So based on the boxes you selected, the image is covering 24% text. So this image would be rejected because it has more than 20% and would not be qualified to be used as an ad. So thinking down the road, if you want to create a post that will qualify for additional distribution, because we will invest money to advertise that post to a wider audience, you have to construct images that meet this criteria. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. Now, for creating posts in the document that we have sent you, which is called the Facebook Posting Plan. It's titled Facebook Posting Plan. It is the work plan for Facebook post creation. Now, I've given you the link here. You will have been made an admin through that page roles function that I just alluded to. You'll be writing posts that are unique to this page, and they will be creating links from the post on Facebook to the .com website here. Again, a refresher on the use of the images. I gave you the link for making sure those images have less than 20% text if you want it to qualify for future advertising. Then you're going to generate content that's relevant, valuable, timely, and unique to Facebook. So you cannot just copy and paste from the post that you created on the .com website. There's a completely separate process for writing more of a teaser-oriented post on Facebook in order to engage people and encourage them to click through and go to the .com website. So all of that information starts here with post creation using Power Editor. This is the link to get to Power Editor. You may not have used Power Editor before. You can always go here and make sure that it's configured correctly, and it will, in most cases, launch this page the first time that you come in. So when you go to this link right here, more than likely the first time it comes up, you're going to have to download the ad accounts, and it will show up with the Fusion Viral Video account, which is here, and you just click download, and it will then configure and download the Facebook page, Fusion Viral Video, which is right here. Now, in some cases, the default will bring you to, oh, for crying out loud. Okay, hang on one second. Let me go out here and find the password. Okay. Oh, great. All right. So, all right. Well, for the time being, I'm having technical difficulty accessing Facebook. So it's funny because yesterday Facebook crashed, was down for about 30 minutes, which is highly unusual, but it does happen. So, and we're experiencing those challenges. So let me log in with a different account. And let's go into this account. Okay, so let me start sharing again. All right, now your Power Editor will only show Fusion Viral Video. Because I've got other clients in here, you're seeing a whole bunch of unrelated stuff, but just kind of disregard that. You'll have one page in your account. It'll be Fusion Viral Video. All the rest up here will be the same. Now, again, in addition to what I mentioned where your first time in, you may be taken to the account groups page, which will, look kind of strange. It may look like that, but you'll want to get to the account manager. So in the ads manager, it will, and if you're on the pages and so forth, it'll launch you into this. But now you just want to click on Power Editor. And again, it'll bring you back here. Now, the sequence is to start creating a post. So everything that you do is going to start right here. When you click on Create a Post, it's going to bring up this pop-up box. And let me annotate. So this pop-up box contains all the information for you to create a post. So from your document where you've written all this up, you'll paste the URL of the link to the article. So if you go back here and grab this link, you come into the Power Editor and you will paste that URL. Then you will post in your text. You do not click on any buttons here. By clicking no buttons, it will allow the post to have a like button on it, which will be handled automatically. Then this is the link headline. So this is your subject line, which is the teaser, which is part of what you want to be very compelling and have people look at that and go, wow, I want to read more about that. And then the display link, same thing. You'll type in the URL, and then this is the summary description. Now, you will have created a Canva picture, an image that is 1200 by 628. You'll go find that image, click on it, make sure it meets that criteria. And again, if you've put it through the checker that we talked about, 20% text limitation, so it'll be all compliant with that. Then it loads that image. And then you want to click on this post will be published on the page and not currently used as an ad. We can boost it as an ad later. So you want to click this will be published on the page. Now, when you actually create the post, it's not yet posting it on Facebook. It's just creating the post and making it available for publishing, but it is an unpublished page post. So you can go ahead and create post. It will not be published yet. And you'll have the opportunity to delete it and look at it. Okay, so here is the post that I just created. You'll see this half blue moon says that it is not yet published. If you click on that link, it will give you a post preview, and you can actually view that post on page, which will bring up the actual post as if it would be displayed before you publish it. So this shows the link headline, the summary description, the link, and this will also have a like button on here, but because I'm the administrator, it shows the boost post, but for an average consumer audience that will see this, it'll have the like post down in here that they can like that post. So you can, if you don't like it and you don't want it to go forward or you need to make changes on it, you delete it here, and it will delete it from the Power Editor. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Yes, I want to delete that post. And then I'm going to exit out of here and go back to the Power Editor. And if I refresh this, and you see that that article, that post is now gone. Okay? Now, if you're satisfied with it and you like it, the only final step is to click on Publish Post. So if you click on Publish Post, again, you'll be presented with two options. And this is documented in the training manual. that once you get to the publishing section of it, again, all of this is screenshotted and documented, so both in the document, and you can come back and watch this video later, as you get to, here's your published post information, here's when you have it all populated and it's ready to go, and you click on the create post. This is just a larger screenshot of all the components and how to populate it and what the different configurations are. So if you have any questions, just step by step, go through this training manual. And then you'll click on create post. So the post has not been published. It is an unpublished post. And again, you'll see it like I showed you with the little half blue moon. And it's not published yet. And then if you want to, again, I showed you, if you highlight it and click on this publish post button in the background, it will pop up a publish post option with a little preview. And here you will have publishing options where you can publish it now or schedule a time to publish. So just like you have the option to schedule a day and time for posting on the website, you also have a scheduling function for publishing a post on Facebook. So if you have multiple posts that you want to do in one work session, so let's say you're going to work for an hour and you have 10 posts that you want to schedule, you will want to schedule them so that they either are just after the corresponding posts on the website or under a schedule that's, maybe the next day. So you'll need to coordinate and make sure that the timing of the posting on the website coincides with, and that the posting and the timing of posting on Facebook is after the articles have been posted and launched on the .com website. Okay, and then once you do that, it will publish it and launch it. And again, you can view the preview and you can look at the actual post as it's published. And that's it. Okay, so we have completed in just over an hour the Facebook post creation, the website post creation, and the content creation. So we have now completed the training, and I look forward to seeing each of you posting on a consistent, relevant, high-quality basis. And again, if you have any questions, you can email your trainer or your associate, and I look forward to answering any questions that you have down the road, and excited to have you on board. And thank you for your attention today. And again, look through those documents, make sure you have those links, and if you have any questions, send an email and we'll be good to go. So again, thank you for your participation today. And this is Kendall Lang signing off. Have a great day.